you want to change your life, there's one word that you have to insert. Hold on for a few seconds while we walk you through this, but right now you're probably being barraged with a bunch of bills, kid issues, maybe you lost your job, and everything's piling on. And the question that you're asking yourself is, why me? But here's the one word that you need to add. Not. Why not me? Welcome to Finding Hope in a Suffering Society. I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
We're here to help you find the beauty
in the darkness.
If you found that light,
please go show your glow with the rest of the world.
So, right now, you're dealing with a bunch of problems and you're saying, why me? And you're just spiraling right now. But what if you change that and said, why not me? Why wouldn't God allow me to have these problems? So, to maybe, and I ask you, to maybe what? Like, why? Why would that be maybe a good thing?
There's a lot of reasons. The biggest one is growth. That I view anyway. In my eyes, the biggest part is growth. Like, God hands you problems and hands you things that you can handle. And he does it to see what you're going to do with it. To see if you're going to learn and grow from it or if you're going to crumble and fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think sometimes that can happen very easily, crumbling and falling. I know I've been there before.
We all have. And that's the thing, is crumbling and falling is okay. We've talked about it in previous things where, there's a difference between failure and basically just making a mistake. Mm-hmm. And failures are when you give up. Failures are when you stop getting back up. That's when you fail. You're going to get knocked down. That's part of life. And I think, he piles it on to see if we're going to crumble. And when we do crumble, are we going to look at him for help or are we going to denounce him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I heard a line the other day and I love it. Growth to the grave. We always want to be growing until we die, right? And I think a lot of people...
That's the goal.
I think a lot of people kind of give up. I'm just going to use retirement as an example. I mean, you work all these years, 40 years, and what do? You go around, sit around, you watch TV.
40 years.
Go golf. Yeah.
I guess that's how it works when you're a cushy banker.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not retiring anytime soon, I can tell you that. I don't want to because I think God's got bigger plans. By the way, there's no word in the Bible that says retire. Just FYI, especially when it comes to serving him. But again, I think growing until we die is really important. So where are you at right now yourself? Are you choosing to grow, or are you just sitting there and just festering?
Are you just kicking back and relaxing and going, I'm living life on easy street? Well, you can, but that's unfortunately where the devil works his way in, because idle hands are the devil's tools.
And sometimes God will put things in your life to say, you know what, you need to tackle this, and I'm going to help you draw closer to me.
Exactly. Right? There's plenty of times where he'll load up on us just for that reason. To say, hey, look, I got you. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but I got you. Let's just piece by piece, bit by bit, let's work through this.
Yeah.
And it's something that's helped me a lot because, people ask how I stay so positive and so happy most of the time with all the crap that goes on in my life. And it's like, I don't focus on the negatives. If it's a negative, I let it go. If I can't control it, I let it go. Mm-hmm. And the more you hold on to those negative and intrusive thoughts, the worse it gets.
Right, like you let go of the fact that you lost your razor, right?
I mean, it's somewhere.
So, this is why we got this beard thing going on.
The homeless look.
The homeless look, yeah.
That's what my kids call it when it gets bad.
Mm-hmm. But getting back to the growth, to get closer to him, that's one reason. The second reason why God maybe puts this on you is that it's a redirection. Like he's looking to take you somewhere that you weren't planning on going, but he wants you to go there.
Well, 9 out of 10 times, that's what it seems to be for me, is it's a redirect. It's something going, hey, you're sliding off course here. Mm-hmm. You're moving a little outside the lines here. We've got boundaries here, and you're kind of skirting them, and maybe you need a little kick back in.
Mm-hmm. Good catch. Yeah, and that in that redirection, I would tell you that what I kind of witnessed there, Josh, is you have the opportunity to share kind of what you went through with people that are experiencing the same thing. We talked about this a little bit before, and share your story, which helps them kind of get to the next. Really helps them grow.
Yeah, it does, and that's kind of why you and I decided we wanted to start this, was just to get our stories out there in hopes that you might hear a bit of yours in us. I mean, that's something that's helped me a lot in recovery, is hearing a bit of my story in different people and how they dealt with those same problems. Because a lot of us have the same issues. We just have them in different forms. The same root problem, but how we got there and what created them are different. And that's where it's nice to get a different perspective from other people who have had these issues. How did you get through that? How did you find your way out? What was the thing that clicked for you? And that's, I take a little bit from everybody's stories, and I kind of add it to my life, and I use it as basically a Rolodex or a portfolio of what to do and what not to do.
So those are two things that we talk about. So again, growth to get closer to Him. It's a redirection. And think about the third one. I'm going to say this, but so versus saying, why you? Again, why not you for those two things? So what else? What else can they be saying as to, why not them? Right, relating to just growing. All these things happening to them.
Well, and that's the thing for me, is that's where it is it's just for growth. It's to get you to develop a better, closer relationship, not just to God, but to yourself, to others.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you and I became friends, is literally developing our growth towards God.
Yeah, you will change. When God really puts a lot on you and you actually get to the other side of it, you will come out of it a different person.
You will, wholeheartedly.
And it's your choice to figure out whether or not you're going to tackle the obstacles that you're facing, or are you just going to lie down and just quit.
And sometimes the biggest help is letting go of resentments. Holding on to those old resentments is something that's going to weigh you down.
And the other thing I tell you too that is a hurdle sometimes is not letting other people help you.
Yep. I am a key person of that. I do not accept help.
People for a lot of years, right?
Oh, all the time. I still do.
With this personality, could you see anybody trying to help this guy?
Why would you want to? Come on. But yeah, I'm the same way though, and it's I got this. I can do this.
Yep, exactly.
And it's the stubbornness and not wanting to rely on others and not wanting help and not wanting to be a burden to others. But the sooner I started letting people in, the easier it got.
Yeah. So do you have the I got this mentality right now yourself? Is that where you are right now, not willing to ask for help or accept it? I know that when I was going through my difficult times, I probably had, I'm not kidding you, like 10, 12, 13, 15 guys reaching out and trying to help. Calling my wife. I'm fortunate to have a nice group of friends, but I was stiff-arming everybody. I didn't care.
Well, when you're in the pit of despair, that's what you do, because you don't
right.
want people to see you at your lowest, and you don't want them to know how you got there, because you feel if you show that vulnerability, they'll use it against you someday down the road.
Yeah, you know what? And I don't know if I really truly thought that myself, but maybe deep down.
Deep down, you do. Think about it. Why do most men not share how they feel? Be realistic.
Because they want to be vulnerable.
Because what happens when we show vulnerability? We show a weakness.
They think it's weakness.
I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
When you show vulnerability, you're showing a weakness. And if I show that I'm weak, I can't be strong. But what you don't get is by showing vulnerability to other men, it makes you 10 times stronger. Because what you're doing is you're opening a door. You're opening a door for yourself to be able to let go of some of the burden and BS you've been carrying, all that old baggage. And as soon as you let that stuff go, then that's when you start realizing, when you go through that old Rolodex of things, that old portfolio that you've created about yourself, look back on it and be truthful about it. Look at it and go, you know what? I made it through that. I made it through that.
Right.
I made it through that. I made it through that. Well,
That's
why
good.
can't I make it through this? This is just another little bump in the road.
right.
Stop turning that bump into a mountain.
I think it's a really good point to go back and look at the things that you have overcome.
You have to.
And know that you're going to get through this too.
Because that's how you stay the path. If you let every burden weigh on you the same, you're just going to keep falling back.
And know that on the other side of it, you are going to be a different person, and God is probably ripping you down and rebuilding you to somebody that you weren't before it happened.
There's a reason He tears us apart. There's a reason we get torn down to our core, and the reason is to be built back up into something greater. Think of it this way. When you see a tree in the woods, you don't look at a tree and go, wow, I bet you that's somebody's future home.
No.
You plant a seed. That seed could be someone's home, their furniture. And I say that because I'm a carpenter, but I look out into the woods, and that's what I see. And if you're just looking into the woods and you're just seeing trees, you need to broaden your horizons.
And you know what? And that's a good point. The fourth point I'll say is that maybe the reason why you're going through what you're going through, so you can be that seed for somebody else.
It's true.
Right?
Maybe you need to be that seed. Maybe maybe God's got you going through what you're going through right now because you're there to plant a seed for someone else.
Yeah.
He's preparing you for something that you didn't even know was coming.
And that seed might be one word, and that's faith. There's a Bible verse. It says, if you have faith, the faith of a mustard seed. And by the way, it doesn't say the size of a mustard seed. It says faith of a mustard seed, and here's why. The mustard plant is one of the biggest plants once it grows.
Okay.
And the roots are firmly established more than any other most plans that are out there right
Okay.
now. So if you have that faith, that foundational faith that's rooted, you can get through anything in your life.
Well, and it's kind of like when God talks about building your life on a firm foundation of rock. That's why.
Yep.
Build
Right.
that bedrock. Bedrock is where it all starts. Nothing goes past it. Start that foundation somewhere. It's got to start. Pick today.
Yeah.
Why not today?
Yeah.
Why not you?
Yeah.
Those are all questions you should be asking yourself if you're going through some tough times and you're wondering, why does this pile up on me? Why not me? Because you're built for it. Whether you believe it or not, you are.
So if I could just end with a verse that I really love, I really kind of leaned on this one. I think it's Psalm 40, and it's and I love this because of how it reads. It's, I turned to the Lord, and He heard my cry. Like, I turned to the Lord, and He heard my cry. He placed my feet on a rock, and He gave me a firm place to stand. I love that verse. Absolutely love it. So right now, if you are struggling, maybe you need to turn to God. And to Josh's point, get that firm foundation that you're looking for.
That's it. Maybe you're standing at that precipice of, I'm sliding off. Well, if you're sliding off, it's because you haven't created a foundation to start from. Build that foundation first. Start asking, why not me? And stop playing the victim. Because that's all you're doing. You're playing a victim. Victims get nowhere in life. You need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and put in the work.
You can do this, so why not you? Again, this has been Finding Hope in a Suffering Society. I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
And we'll see you in the next video.
See you guys. Oh, I hit the button. I hit the button twice.